How's everyone doing today? This is Frankie. Today we're going to review the Sypderco Gale Bradley. I've had this knife for quite some time now. I just took it out of storage, so it is a brand new knife. I have not used it, but I did buy it quite some time ago. I believe closer to 18 months ago. However, I believe the knife was an exceptional value. I believe I paid somewhere around 130 to 140 bucks for it. I forget. It has been a while, but it was in that price range. And I love it. I really do. I really like that curve that it has on the back of the handle. I believe it's really comfortable right there, and it swoops in for this part of the hand right here. Overall construction of this knife is absolutely wonderful. That blade right there is perfectly centered on the closing. Can't ask for better than that. As you can see, it has an open style handle. Alright, beautifully constructed. Beautifully. Alright, this right here is a very nice clip. I think the design is a little ordinary. However, the coloring on it is almost like a black chrome. I'm not sure if that's what they intended it to be, or if that's what they call it, but that's what I'm going to call it, because that's what it looks like to me. Everything about this knife looks like it was thought out and designed well. I don't know if you can see it, but you can kind of see the bumps and the ridges right there. Alright, this is a carbon fiber texture, and yet this is not a smooth texture. I mean, it is smooth, but it has the texture feel to it. I don't know if you can hear that. If you could hear the ripples across it, you can feel the carbon fiber texture. I think that is really cool. I love the way it is. I love the fact that your hand actually holds on to it, and it doesn't have like a resin coating over it where your hand just slips off. I fucking hate that. I really do. If you can see that, the carbon fiber scales on this are kind of smaller all the way around the knife, if you can see that, and the liners are just a hair bigger. What that does is it provides more of a roundness to the entire feel of the knife, because if you could, here's a up close. The scales themselves, I mean, they are beveled, as you can see, but yeah, I mean, that's up close on a camera. They don't really feel beveled. I'm gonna go ahead and whip this open for you guys. It has a nice, very smooth action to how this opens. Before I do, we're going to cover the size of the knife. Here's a tape measure right here that I had out because I knew I was going to give you guys the size. Okay. We're looking at around 4/11/16 of an inch. Overall, good size knife. It really is. I like it a lot. The feel of the handle to me is slightly thin overall, but it's long enough and it has a good feel where I don't mind really how thin it was. If the construction was shittier, the thinness would be a problem. But I believe it was supposed to have a nice slim profile to it. They do call it an EDC. It is a knife to use, to really give a good abuse to, and really stand up to everything. You can see at this angle, all these screws are flush. All of them are. I like the fact that this little lanyard hole right here, you can see the tip of the chrome lined barrel that's in there. I really like that. Adds a little bit of a flare in the middle, bottom of the handle there. Little holes right here, 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 and this where the clip is. You can put this clip in any position, right or left, tip down, tip up position you would like to do it. Very good options, and they did it in a way where you can see right through I don't know if you can see that. Right through them. They're lined up perfectly. Just shows the craftsmanship of this knife. This knife, okay, there we go, is a Sypderco CPM M4 blade. Can you see that right there? I know it's pretty bright where I'm standing right now. There you go, M4. All right. Very nice blade design. I'm not really big on Sypderco knives. However, I prefer this design right here that cuts in, has a nice big swoop, but has a big enough finger gripping back here to really use the knife and get to be able to push real hard on whatever you're cutting. As you can see, there is absolutely zero play. I mean, I am trying to move this, and there is zero play in this blade. That is, again, just an example of how beautifully constructed this is. This is two things is why I don't usually like Sypdercos. I don't like this dopey looking spider they put on it, and I don't usually like these holes that they put on here. However, this knife is extremely easy. Let's go ahead and close this to flip open. Okay, this is a manual, but this hole gives you nice leverage and to whip it out. It is very smooth action. Let's try to get a up and close. Can you see the brass in there? They're brass color. I don't know if they really are brass, but those are bushings that really give this a nice glide. It really does. I'm gonna put this down for a second. I'm gonna take the tape measure out one more time, and we're gonna give you the overall blade length, which looks to be about 3.5 with a cutting surface of 3.25. Alright, good size blade, good size handle, overall good size feel. Okay, again, I have large size hands, and this is, as you can see, fills my hand well. Okay, and as you can see when I picked it up, your thumb automatically goes to the marks back here for gripping, which I love. That's just how the knife wants to be held. This has a nice sweep in it, which see that style of blade. You can see the cuts in it right on the top here. The blade thickness of the spine comes all the way to right where my finger stops, which gives it nice weight all the way up to this point, and it tapers down real nicely in here. This would be an excellent stabber when you need to poke into boxes, or you need to poke plastic, or poke on anything that you really need to. If you need to, if you want to skin an animal, I guess you can use this. However, it wouldn't be the preferred knife to do that, but you could, because this would get in there really nice. It has a little bit of a belly on it, so you can if you wanted to. Now, don't get me wrong, people. I've known and heard stories about people skinning animals with razor blades, not even a decent knife. So you could really do that with anything. Overall, again, fit and finish is beautiful. You can see that that's stainless steel liner. They just polished it up really nicely. Okay, the back of the knife is polished a little bit too, right up here. Probably because they polished it when they did the liners at the same time. As you can see, the polishing stops for the front. This is a hollow grind knife. You can see it pretty good right about there, which I don't really mind. I am one of those guys who I buy knives basically how they look, the steel that they are, what I'm using them for. Some knives I own I don't even use. I just simply like how they look. I took this out of storage for one reason, and one reason only. I plan on carrying it as my everyday carry now. The reason being is I bought this knife because of the M4 steel, but at the time when I did, I had a very nice Benchmade, and for some reason I just couldn't give it up while it was still in great shape. I like this knife right here equally as well as the Benchmade that I had. But the Benchmade was in use, and I had no reason to pass on. Okay, I'm going to close up the knife real quick here. Okay, You can hear that. Exactly. You can't hear shit because it's so smooth. And that's what we're looking for on a nice, pricey blade. I mean, this is, depending on how much you buy it for, it's going to be at least over $100, regardless of where you get it. Probably closer to what I paid for it, about $140. As you can see, this knife weighs 5.1 ounces. I know there's some people on the internet that say they want to see a folder under 5 ounces. I don't really agree with them. That's just my opinion. They can carry as lightweight knife as they want. I like weight, okay. As an everyday carry, I want to stick it in my pocket, and I want to know that it's there all day long. I don't want to forget that my knife is there, and then, by the time I get home, I'm like, oh shit, my knife is gone, it fell out of my pocket. Yeah, that ain't going to happen with a 5.1 ounce knife. This thing lets you know that it is in your pocket. Okay, now of course, this is an everyday knife, a real man's working knife, or a real lady, depending on if you like that sort of thing. However, it's not a gentleman's knife. I have some gentleman's knives, and those are more suited for when you put on suit pants or dress pants of any kind. You want to go out for a nice dinner or something like that, or you're going out. This is to go to work, depending on what you do. That looks really beautiful, doesn't it? I really like the decorative spacers that they put in here. It looks like they took the time out to do it. This knife, people, was made Taichung, Taiwan. All I can tell you about that is the people they have, or the facility that this knife is made, obviously has extremely high standards. They use no cheap materials. Everything on this knife is solid. And whoever crafted this knife, whether it was a team or one person, should be damn fucking proud of themselves. This is an excellent knife, an excellent design. It is well built, and I couldn't say more better stuff about it. I hope if you pick this knife up that you enjoy it as much as I do. Okay, as you can see, I opened it and closed it and opened and closed it, and it's still centered. Alright, that's just the construction of the knife. Alright, I apologize if this video was a little bit bright at some times, but I'm doing this in my kitchen because it was better lighting than my office for now, and that just happens to be what it is. Okay, I will bring to you more videos with some good specs with sizes and weights, as I have the time to do them, and I hope you enjoy them. And remember, always use knives in a safely manner, and make sure you buy quality, because crap is just not worth it. Goodbye.